I am so excited that we are bringing back our series, Getting to Know You, thanks to our partners over at Raising Cane's. This series is all about introducing you all to some of the movers and shakers that make our city so great. And since we are in carnival season right now, what better way to kick off this series than getting to know a Mardi Gras costumer? I went over to D&D Creations in Kenner to learn how they make these beautiful pieces of art. Let's get to know them. It's a busy time for D&D Creations as they are in the midst of carnival season.
We're Mardi Gras costume makers, fabricators. We design, start from scratch, do everything associated with Mardi Gras.
Missy Hildred is the co-owner of D&D Creations in Kenner. She has been decorating costumes since she was 7 years old, and she has her parents to thank for that. Her mom and dad learned how to make costumes from a club they were a part of. When they left the club, they thought that was the end for them, when it was actually just the beginning.
A couple people they knew came to them and said, "Can you make a few headpieces?" 6 headpieces turned into 6 headpieces and a couple costumes, and 34 years later, here we are.
Every Mardi Gras, the shop creates thousands of pieces by hand, working a total of 49 weeks a year. Whether it's a full outfit, collar, mantle, or headpiece, you can see much of their work worn by several crews around the area.
Endymion, Toth, Bacchus, Mid-City, Pygmalion, Babylon. Up in Shreveport, we do some crews up there. Gemini is one of the larger crews up there. We also do a bunch of Mardi Gras crews in Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, and Texas.
They have also dressed their fair share of celebrities, especially when it comes to the King of Bacchus.
Val Kilmer. He was very nice. Anthony Mackie we did. He was delightful. Jensen Ackles, Elijah Wood, Drew Brees, and Brittany. Marissa Tomei, we did her for Endymion one year.
Since everything they make is handcrafted, Hildred and her team of 20 spend several hours on one piece. From sketch to fitting, about 10 people are involved from beginning to end. I'm very curious how long it takes to make some of these things. Let's start with, of course, the big regalia first.
So your average maid's or duke's costume, from, the seamstress cutting it takes about 8 to 10 hours. The sewing of it takes maybe another 4 to 6. Then alterations and fitting another couple hours. Decorating it takes an average employee here about 6 to 8 hours.
And those are just the average costumes.
The wire work takes anywhere from 40 to 60 hours for something that size. And then for Janice to cover it, another 8 to 10 hours. Decorating, another 8 to 10 hours. Pluming, another 3 to 4 hours.
Hildred says the entire process of creating a Mardi Gras costume starts with a consultation. Many people come in with pictures of what they are looking for, and then Hildred will bring in an artist to create a sketch and come up with the theme. Hildred says this beginning part is so important. About how long?
Probably in total 10 to 12 hours. Easily.
Just trying to come up with the design.
Right.
After the consultation process, the team will then choose fabrics and more from vendors they have around the world, and construction will begin. From sewing to decorating, the staff's goal is to ultimately achieve the captain's desired theme.
I've had them send me music that the maids are going to be walking out to, that they have sent us and say, play this while you're decorating the costume. That way you really get the feel for what you're doing.
For headpieces, D&D Creations make a few hundred of them every season. That process also takes a few steps since they are specifically made for the person wearing it.
We put saran wrap on their head, and then we tape their head to build the construct of the base of the headpiece. After that, we send it off to the wire maker, and the wire maker builds the structure, the wire part of it. Then it comes back here, covered and decorated. So, in and of itself, a headpiece may be about a 12-hour to 18-hour endeavor.
For most clients, they come in for about 3 fittings depending on what the outfit is. During parade and ball days, the staff is there to help fix anything that may go wrong. Do y'all have a signature, like when people see and they're like, that's a D&D creation right there?
I think so. I think our look is very different. We're very polished.
What's the longest you've seen a member of your team spend on one piece?
A couple years ago, we had a Zulu piece that between the 2 collars for the husband and the wife and the costumes and everything, they probably took almost 250 hours.
Whether it's a headpiece, costume, or collar, the designers have 3 goals when they are creating these pieces of art.
Achieve ultimately the look that the captain wants for his or her theme. We want to make that come alive for them. The second thing is for the person wearing the costume to feel beautiful, to feel amazing, and to really enjoy themselves. The third factor is the most important factor. It's what we call the ah factor. It's when at a ball, when it's dark, and they announce somebody, and the light hits them, the audience to go, that's the ultimate goal.
The team is so excited to be working again after not having Mardi Gras in 2021. During that time, to stay in business, D&D got creative. They invested in new machines that allowed them to expand their services.
We do alterations and we sell formal gowns. We do embroidery. We do glass etchings.
However, Mardi Gras is still 95% of what they do. After all the revelry, the shop closes for 3 weeks and then they open back up and start getting ready for next year.
I already have appointments for the first couple of weeks of April this coming year for 2023.
So the next time you are at a Mardi Gras event, you never know, it could be a D&D or Diane and Daughter creation. Such a cool opportunity. For more information about D&D Creations, head over to dndcreations.net.